Okay, so let's take a look at how you can connect Tableau to MySQL server, right? So I have Tableau open, and here you can see you have list of files you can connect to and also the servers. So if you click on more, you'll find the list of all available connectors to specific database data lakes and the different servers that you can connect to on cloud like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, etc. Right? So here I have option to connect to MySQL, right? Which you can see here. Now before I can connect, let me show you what I have in MySQL. So let's go there and open Workbench, right? So I want to connect to MySQL database and then out of that connect to a particular table and then show that to you, right? So this opens my SQL Workbench, and here I'm going to connect to local instance, right? As you can see, it has username of root and it connects to three schemas, which are three databases. So within DemoDB I have tables. Here you see healthcare, orders, people and users. Now as you can see, I have opened this healthcare table which shows location, then health checkup and country code and total amount being spent, right? So this is one of those datas from data hub. So if you want, you can also get such data. So datahub.io is the place you can go for collecting such data. So click on collection, then choose the type of data you want. In my case, I have picked it from healthcare data. Then I got it through the MySQL Workbench, right? So you simply use this particular import data import wizard, and I added that particular healthcare data into MySQL, right? And I also use select query to select this data, right? So as you can see, I have this location specific data, right? So from Australia, how many people spent on healthcare and what was the GDP, then how much is the cap, right, in USD, right? So some of such data is in this table, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to this particular table from Tableau. So now that we are here in Tableau, click on MySQL. Now here I can simply use localhost, then port 3306. Database is optional. Here I'm going to use root, then password, right? Click on sign in. If everything is correct, it should connect to MySQL. Now here you see you have this left hand sidebar where you have option to select database. Now here you choose, let's say, DemoDB, MySQL, cells, right, and sys. So we have our table within DemoDB and healthcare table. So we will go to Tableau, select database, DemoDB, and as you can see we have tables here. Now MySQL is connected to Tableau, and here you see I have access to DemoDB database which contains healthcare, orders, people and users, right? So once you connect to that particular table, you will get the data immediately displayed here. Now you can choose to visualize it on its respective sheet, right? And you can drop the dimension and measures and choose the plot. Also use the analytics to learn from that data, right? Also one more thing, if you're not happy with your current database, you can switch. Let's say I choose to go with cells, and here I can remove the previous one because we connected to different database and it's stable. Now here we drop the cell, right? We will update, we get the data. Now we move to spreadsheet, and here we have plenty of data to choose from. Currently we don't have anything to plot over because this is basically a pure sales data, how many sales were made and so, but it has very limited growth related dates, so it's just day in day out dates being displayed, so you will have to filter out the data before we can process it, right? Similarly, unless we adopt some dimension and measure, there isn't much to do in analytics as well, right? So I have shown you how to connect your MySQL to Tableau, and also how to switch between the database and their respective tables, how to get them within tabular format, and then open in a sheet for visualization, right? And a few more things here. You can choose to create a new custom SQL, double click, and here you can add the query and run over for performing some data analysis or cleaning, right? Similarly, there is also a new union that you can use, manually dropping the tables or using wildcard, right? A bit of practice here in order to get it properly, right? So we have seen how to connect to your MySQL server, then connect to their respective databases, then get the data through tables, then choose to visualize it or analyze them. Okay, so when you're connected to MySQL server, you will notice that there are two changes here to be done as well. You can connect to multiple connections and click on add. Let's say instead of MySQL, you will want to connect to SQL Server or Postgres. You can search through that and add up the connection. That will add up also their respective databases and tables, right? Also, there is one more option which I didn't cover up, is this connection. Currently we are live, so if I drop in the orders table, you will find it will ask me to click update now or automatically update, right? And you get the data here. Then you have extract option, which you can extract and then view your data, right? And then it won't reflect any changes to your sheet. You will continue to get the same, right? You may however want to save your output, right, before you can add any new connection, right? So here you get the option to connect to MySQL Server database live and get to work with multiple database connection for your data analysis and also for visualization, right? There are also few more things like adding filter. You can choose to add the filter here. As you can see, if I don't want particular set of values, I can select them and add them into filter, right? So the rest will be excluded and will be displayed in the data table, right? So if we close this, you get the data viewed properly, right? So we have seen so far is adding new connection. We also seen the connection being live and extracting option, right? So this is live with extract. It will extract the data, save it in memory, you get to update that, right? Let's go back to live. Now there is also one more thing. You can also save your current connection, right? So click save and it will ask you to save this workbook. So next time you want to connect to this database and this particular table from MySQL, you will just save this workbook and just quickly connect to, right? This way you won't have to go through all the same old connection changes like your username and password, right? So that's one more thing. And another thing is you will also get an option to save your progress, right? So whatever visualization that you have done and also whatever you have done with this Tableau data, right, and any other changes like custom query and add a union. All of that progress will be saved within workbook. So let me cancel this, and here we are. So you get the idea how to connect to MySQL server, how to connect to its respective databases, and drop their tables and analyze and visualize the data.